welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? So after much speculation ever since the Nintendo Switch first launched, a Switch Mini, or as Nintendo has finally officially revealed, the Nintendo Switch Lite has finally been announced, and a release date of September 20th, 2019 has been finalized. The price will be $199 in the States, available in yellow, gray, or turquoise at the beginning, and even a special Pokemon edition has been announced for those of you who are into limited edition things. This will be the first limited edition Nintendo Switch Lite that will be available, and it has a pretty nice color scheme, so definitely worth a check. But the bigger question remains, what is the Nintendo Switch Lite, and how is it different from the original Nintendo Switch? Is it an upgrade from the original, and do you need a Nintendo Switch Lite if you already have the original? So let's start off with the first one. Nintendo Switch Lite is the first hardware revision to the Nintendo Switch. It's slightly smaller in size compared to the original, and it's a console that is dedicated entirely to handheld play, which means you can't dock it to a Nintendo Switch dock and play it on a TV. You can only play it in handheld mode. The controllers can't be detached like the JoyCons can on a Nintendo Switch. It's completely stuck onto the Switch Lite, very much like the classic Nintendo handheld consoles, such as the 3DS. Basically, it's a handheld-only version of the Nintendo Switch. But let's take a quick look at the physical differences. As you can see, the dimensions are shorter on both the length and the width of the console, making for a much better handheld experience. As a Tetris player that have played for long hours on both handheld and docked, I can assure you that handheld gets real tiring real fast, especially on games that require a lot of controller input. And I feel like much of that is attributed to how long the console is at the top and bottom, which puts a lot of the console's weight on your fingers, but with this new design, it's looking like hours of play would be much more comfortable in its handheld mode. Weight-wise, the original Nintendo Switch was at 0.88 pounds with the Joy-Cons attached, so just under a pound, while the Nintendo Switch Lite comes in at 0.61 pounds, which is around 25% lighter, so you'll definitely feel it. If you're primarily playing in handheld mode, the Switch Lite will probably be the best experience you can get if you don't care about the screen size, which we will get to in a bit. So instead of a dock, HDMI cable, or kickstand from the original model, a Nintendo Switch Lite will simply come with the console and an AC adapter to charge it. Another big difference when it comes to the physical side is the control pad. On a Joy-Con, the left side had buttons for the directionals, but on the Nintendo Switch Lite, the directional buttons have been replaced with the traditional D-pad. Speakers have also been moved to the bottom of the console, with the micro SD card slot shifted to the bottom right instead of being behind the kickstand. Rumble and IR motion camera has also been removed on the controller's side, while the audio jack has been moved to the top, but other than that, everything else is pretty similar to what you see on the original Nintendo Switch. The internal storage space is also the same at 32 gigs, but the biggest difference in handheld mode is in the screen size. The original Nintendo Switch had a 6.2 touchscreen at 720p, while the new Nintendo Switch Lite has a 5.5-inch touchscreen, also at 720p. So it has the same screen resolution, just 0.7 inch smaller. Not the biggest deal in the world, as you're getting a much lighter machine along with a longer battery life to boot. The original Nintendo Switch ranged from 2.5 hours to 6.5 hours on a single charge, while the Lite ranges a bit longer, between 3 to 7 hours. Not exactly a huge improvement, but then again, the new console screen isn't that much smaller than the original. Now onto games. So the new Nintendo Switch Lite can play any games that support handheld mode, which are most of the games, but if you really wanted to see if your game supports it or not, you can check at the back of the game box. Games like 1-2 Switch is probably not supported, but that doesn't mean you can't play them on your Nintendo Switch Lite. If you have access to Joy-Cons, you can still connect them to your Switch Lite and play it, as long as you can get a stand to prop up your console. And so, you still have the option to play with your friends on your Nintendo Switch Lite if you choose to do so. You just have to get your hands on some Joy-Cons. So is this an upgrade from the original Nintendo Switch? Not exactly, as it is the Lite version of it. It was made not exactly to entice the owners of the original to upgrade, but more for people who haven't yet joined in on the fun, or as a second console in a family who want to play multiplayer games together that can't be done on a single console, such as Splatoon 2, Monster Hunter, and etc. With the Switch's already substantial library and with the lower pricing of the Switch Lite, we're definitely going to see an influx of players in the Switch community, more players online, so definitely going to be a huge year for Nintendo, as this will come out right before the big Pokemon release in November. Anyways, are you excited for the Nintendo Switch Lite? And will you be getting one? As usual, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.